Hello and welcome to Cappin at the Spa. I'm Saratoga Geeze, and we're recording live from Quivik Drive in sunny Saratoga. We're back. We missed some time. It's been a while since we had a show. We're coming here full bore for 2024 and ready to have some fun and pick some winners. With me is Daily Double Dan. How are you?
I'm doing well today.
Happy to be back.
Absolutely.
All right, excellent. It's been hot here in Saratoga, and Saratoga Geeze's crew has been fairly hot the first couple days. We've been making some money and picking some winners, so let's see if we can keep it going. We're going to dig into the car. We got 6 selections and a thought on the Diana, so we're going to run through it fairly quickly. So remember our game plan. We pick horses 6-1 odds or higher that we feel have a good chance to win and certainly get in the money, possibly some big exactas and so forth. So all long shots for us, and let's get started. So race 4 is my selection. It's an allowance. Non-winners of 1. 7 furlongs, very solid field. There are 2 scratches, the 1 and the 8. So in my opinion, that can help me because the 2 horse, Illuminaire, is going to be the big favorite, and he's now going to have to come from the rail. And that could be, he's only run once in his life, ran a big race as a maiden, but coming from the rail is not good at 7 furlongs. It's a tough spot to be in. And the 3 horse, who's going to be the second choice, is a closer coming from right inside post 2. I like the horse on the outside. Agoo, 15-1. This horse was really good as a 2-year-old. Ran second to Just Steel in a $200,000 race in November. Was running 80 buyers, very solid. Finished up the year, lug out, bore out at a bad race in February at Fairgrounds. They laid him off 3 months. Came back, and I watched that race in the slop, and the horse hated the kickback. They dropped back like 5 lengths going into the turn. You could tell he was uncomfortable. Once they turned out for home, they went outside a little bit, finished fairly well, and also galloped out well. I think 7 furlongs is good. They're putting blinkers on to keep him more focused. Outside post, I think we're definitely getting in the money with this 7 horse Agoo. Now maybe with the scratches he's going to be more like about 10-1, but we'll take that and we'll run with that 10-1. So that's my selection in race 4. Let's go to race 5 and Daily Double Dan.
All right, race 5, we're going a mile and a 16th on the turf. And I'm looking at this horse solely for the pace advantage. There's very little pace in this turf race here. Several good closers with little to separate them, and they're all going to be the favorites and second and third choices. So I'm looking at Suerte, 15-1 morning line. Not sure if we're going to get that, but if we do, that'll be nice. Won big on him last year here at Saratoga at 13-1. That was a race that was on the dirt, and he really improved on the trainer switch to Mike Maker last year. Very much on the dirt, going marathons. He became very good. Now coming off a layoff after a busy 2023, he gets him back on the turf, and if he can just translate some of these dirt numbers back to the turf, he has won on the turf in the past, and with a big pace advantage, he is very interesting to me in race 5 at a nice price.
All right, and that's Luis Saez, right? We love him on
Yes.
speed on the grass, so he's got a shot. We're going to go back to Dan for race 6. I'll set it up for him. It's a state bred, non-winners of 1, 5.5 furlongs on the turf, a wide open 11 horse field.
Yes, so yes, it was a small sample size yesterday, but in both 5.5 furlong turf sprints yesterday, they were one from off the pace with the horses up front, falling back, and they weren't particularly quick paces either. So that had me looking for a little bit of a closer here, and that got me on Quick Power Nap. If you look at his form, he's 3 for 20 in his life. However, if you look a little bit closer, he's 3 for 11 on turf, and even a little bit closer, he's 3 for 6 on 5.5 furlong turf sprints. So this is certainly his preferred distance. In all 6 turf sprints at 5.5 furlongs, he's finished in the money every single race, and we're going to get him here at 8-1. Third time off the layoff here on the turf, and just improving a little bit each race, and I think he has a good chance to sit a trip here and make a run at a nice price. And not a great turf connection here in Rudy Rodriguez. I think we're going to get 8-1 for sure, if not a little bit better.
All right, excellent. I think that's the theme for today is big fields, and big fields tend to lead to nice prices. So we're going to move on to race 8, maiden special weight, 7 furlongs, 12 horse field. Again, wide open. The 10, Hurricane Nelson's going to take a lot of money. This horse was really good as a 2-year-old. Ran a 90 buyer as a 2-year-old, which is spectacular. However, it hasn't run in 9 months. And with 2 to 3 improvement, the horse clearly is the horse to beat. But the bottom line is when you got a horse that might be 7-5 going off at, going off a 9-month layoff, I mean, you really don't want to play that horse, especially in the win column. So my horse is the 4, Reynolds Channel, 6-1, Bill Mott. A couple interesting things about this horse. This horse was really solid in March and April. It won at Gulfstream, won at Keeneland, ran 3rd, ran 2nd, 87, 85 buyers. Has a little hiccup. They put blinkers on him and the horse shows speed and it says pulled 3/4 inside empty. Just didn't look, the horse just did not seem to appreciate the blinkers. They kept him on and ran him a 1 1/8. He did run a much improved race June 15th. Again, chased and weakened at a 1 1/8. The cut back to 7 furlongs, the blinkers come off. Big time work on July 7th at Belmont. They're coming here to run 7 furlongs and we're looking to win, and I think you're probably going to get about 5 or 6 to 1 on him. So we're going to go with him in the 8th race, and we're going to move over to Danny for race 9.
All right, race 9. Similar to my first pick, this is a 1/16 on the turf. Another race where I don't see a ton of pace. Haven't decided exactly which horse I'm going to bet here, but I have 2 horses at double-digit odds. So I'm going to start with the 3, Phileas Fogg. So this horse, 1/16 on the turf, he's looking like the clear pace advantage here. Looking back at his races at Gulfstream Park in January and March, where he did win on the lead by several lengths here at 5-1. I think that race is definitely good enough to win here, and especially if he gets coming in good form, gets a good trip here, I think he has a great chance to take him all the way. And I do love that Jose Ortiz is still on him. He's ridden him his last 4 races between Gulfstream Park and Churchill, now on him again at Saratoga, so he is very familiar with the horse. And I'm going to pair him with the 10, Taking Candy, who I'm also very interested in, with Cherie DeVoe. I mean, last year this horse was running very well, came in 2nd to Carl Spackler, who is running in the big Turf Stakes race in race 2. And yes, it's coming off a bit of a layoff, but Cherie DeVoe wins at 25% off this 180-day clip. And I'm really just against this number 8 horse, the favorite. I mean, last year the 10 was a better horse than the 8. The 8 runs in a few stakes races this year. It's mostly not competitive, but gets some better speed figures because he's running against some better horses, and now drops back down. And 2-1, I'm not interested in that horse. So I'm going to take Taking Candy at double digits along with Phileas Fogg, who they both should be forwardly placed.
All right, excellent. Love beating the favorites. Quick thought on the Diana before we go to our last race, the bailout race. You got 5 Chad Brown horses in and a 10-horse field. There's only 2 horses with any speed, and there's a horse here that just never gets bet and always runs well at the spa and surprises horses. Who would that be?
That is our favorite, Evie Jets here at 20-1.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see. I mean, he's going to be either first or second turner for home. The horse is game as can be. You're going to get 20-1 on him. I don't know whether you play him across the board, you give a shot to win the race, but very complicated race, and when you got 5 horses by the same trainer, you never know what tactics they might use, but Evie Jets lost by 3/4 of a length last time out at 25-1, and all 3 of those horses are in this race, and they're all going to be 5-1 or less. So how do you not take the 20-1 shot?
So he's raced against White Beam, the other speed horse, 3 times. He's beaten him twice and lost by a half a length. And White Beam's 4-1, Evie Jets 20-1. So
yeah,
figure that one out.
You just absolutely have to do it because of the lower connections as far as the crowd is concerned. That horse is going to be an underlay for sure. So, an overlay, I should say. All right, last race, the bailout race, and there again, 11 horse field, 5.5 furlongs on the turf, starter allowance. The morning line favorite 7-2, so it's wide open. I am going with Playground Legend, the 8 horse at 12-1. This is a Monmouth Park horse. Ran a couple of nice races. Has a first, a second, and a third on 3 starts last year at Monmouth. All 5.5 furlongs on the grass. He's definitely a specialist as far as that goes. The horse didn't run for 8 months. Came back 3 weeks ago. I just watched the replay from the 8 hole. Was wide the whole way. Stalked. Lost to a horse that was 3-5, who ran away from the field by a couple lengths. But this horse ran a really nice tune-up race, 3rd beaten 4. And I got to tell you one thing about Monmouth. The class may not be as good as it is up here at Saratoga, but they are very good at 5.5 furlong turf races. Horses come out of Monmouth all the time and win up here at Saratoga at that distance. So, with that being said, last race, bailout race, Playground Legend, 12-1. Sounds like it's going to be a fun day at the spa today. And as we always say, here's hoping today
Is your day.